As mentioned, I am Erin, and I am your Member Services and Solutions Manager, and with me is Jessica, who is your Trade Show and Events Manager. She'll take over after Nikki is done and handle all the questions. Just a few quick housekeeping items. Everyone is muted, so if you have any questions, please use the chat icon at the bottom of your screen to type in your questions during the webinar. Both myself and Jess will monitor the questions, and Jess will facilitate them at the end with Nikki. Finally, the slides will be sent out and will be also posted to our website. So, who and what is Shopify? Oh, sorry, I just need to up my volume. Okay, so who is Shopify? Over a decade ago, 3 entrepreneurs started a store to sell snowboards online. None of the e-commerce solutions at the time gave them control. They needed to be successful, so they built their own, Shopify. Shopify Incorporated is a Canadian multinational e-commerce company headquartered in Ottawa, Ontario. Shopify offers online retailers a suite of services, including payments, marketing, shipping, and customer engagement tools to simplify the process of running an online store for small merchants. In June 2019, Shopify reported that it had more than 1 million businesses in approximately 175 countries using its platform, with a total gross merchandise volume exceeding $41.1 billion US. Now let's meet who will be chatting about Shopify. That would be Nikki Thibodeau. Nikki is a passionate individual who loves pairing up with entrepreneurs to help them grow their businesses. She is currently working at the Shopify Local Community Manager, delivering free digital resources for entrepreneurs to level up. Her favorite things to talk about are your business, content, marketing, and how dogs are the greatest gift to mankind. And if anyone wants to stay later on the webinar to truly discuss how dogs are the greatest gift to mankind, I'll be here, because Nikki, I'm a true believer that they are man's best friend. But I digress. Let's get rolling. Nikki, do you want to take it from here?
I'd love to. Awesome. So thank you so much for that introduction. Hi friends, I'm Nikki. I am a true believer in having my video on so you can see just how much I use my hands to talk, because otherwise I'm just sitting in my own house doing this, and so you get to look at it too. So we've launched a poll. You guys, I can see you're already starting to vote. I would love to know where you're located. I'm personally located in Victoria, British Columbia, and I'm joined today by one of my colleagues, and I'd love if she could introduce herself as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Cassandra Ratcliffe. I work with Nikki on the Shopify local community team. So I'm the community manager for Vancouver and then all the way up the Sea to Sky up to Whistler. I'm just going to be here helping out with the chat. Nikki is a fantastic presenter, so enjoy.
Thanks, Cass. So our team previous to COVID, we actually used to run in-person events. And now we run completely digital. All of our resources are free. So if you ever have any questions about Shopify, or we do a lot of webinars about things to do with your business and not just e-commerce, but you can check us out and we'll tell you how to do that at the end. This presentation though is a high-level overview of what Shopify provides. And there are also the features that you should look for in whatever e-commerce solution that you use. I do want to mention that if you want to pop your questions into the chat, we'll get to them at the end. I don't look at the chat because I'm easily distracted, so I put it away in a corner, and we'll come to them at the end of the presentation here. Wonderful. We also have another poll. Obviously, this is about getting your store online. And so, Erin, if you want to launch our second poll, it's about whether or not you have an online selling presence. So do you have a website, but you're not considering selling? You do have a website and you would consider selling, or are you currently selling online? Would love to hear your feedback on that. All right, without further ado, I'll get us started. So today what I'll be talking about is an intro to Shopify, how to start on Shopify, how you can sell using Shopify. Again, to note, these types of services that we provide, you should be looking for in any e-commerce solution you provide or you decide to go with, sorry. Then market, how you can market your brand and get your business in front of new people and customers, where we'll take a brief dive into the marketing funnel and customer acquisition. So we have a platform where we make, where merchants can sell anything to anywhere. We have a straightforward mission to make commerce better for everyone. And this means you, the merchant, your customers, the buyers, our partners, etc. Our mandate is simple. We want to take the path that leads to more entrepreneurs. This is for people selling from their kitchen table or for large corporations. Shopify can power it. And our goal is corny but dope. If you succeed, we succeed. So we want to help you get there. When I first started in 2018, there were around 2,000 employees. But now you can see that we've more than doubled in size to over 5,000. We are serving 1 million merchants in over 175 countries. Our merchants, so not us, but the people who use our platform, have made over $155 billion, with a B, dollars in sales using our platform. We've had a heavy focus on international growth around the world, and you can see this with our recent investment into multi-language admins, our language support, payment gateways, and localized solutions. Just to give you an idea of who uses the platform, this is some of the brands you'll find on Shopify. So we support companies of all sizes, from makers selling out their basements to brands like General Electric and P&G. And you can see some other ones on there. Quick synopsis, it was mentioned by Aaron, but in 2006, Toby, our CEO, saw an opportunity and began to make that dream happen. We are a merchant-driven company, so those who use our platform, because Toby himself was looking for a way to sell his snowboards, and therefore merchants are at the center of our mission statement and every goal that we look to achieve. One of our core values is being merchant-obsessed, and I think that I can say that for both Cassandra and I, that is a value that we possess. So just to give you an example of some businesses that we support, companies like Lisa, a mattress company, Beard and Blade, which is Australia's biggest online men's grooming store, Lindt, I don't even know that I need to say anymore. I love their chocolate. But let's get started about what it looks like to be on the platform. So once you create your account, you'll be logged into your admin, which is pictured here. It's the home base, or like a control center for your business. From here, you can modify your theme, add products, view and fulfill your orders, view reports, and more. So from your launch to your 100th, 1,000th sale, this admin is going to help you run your business. Pages are a great opportunity for you to tell your story and add in personal touches. It's here that you can let your customers know who you are, what you're about, and even how to contact you. So these are like your About Us page, your policies, your Contact Us page. And this can really help increase customer trust and establish you as a brand. Products, so not just physical products, although I believe that most of you sell only physical products, but you could sell digital goods and services too, with a variety of apps that are available to expand the functionality to help you protect your property and your content. There's a flexibility here to sell what you want, where you want, and how you want to. You can add up to 3 options. Options for us are like color, size, material, and those will create your variants. And you can have a total of 100 variants per product. There's basic inventory tracking. There's layers upon layers of inventory tracking. So for example, if you have, if you're selling from your kitchen table, or if you have 10 warehouses, you can track that. You can also group your products into collections. So those would be things like, say you have your raw lumber, your hardware, etc. You can put them into collections so that people can easily shop them. You can create 2 types of collections in Shopify. You can create automated collections and manual collections. I'm going to describe to you what an automated collection is, and it's going to sound really intimidating. But 1, I'm going to tell you it's worth it. 2, will help you every step of the way if you need to. So I just really recommend automated collections, but don't be intimidated by this description of what they are. So an automated collection uses a selection conditions to automatically include products into that collection. You can define as many conditions as you want, and you can also specify whether products must meet all conditions or any condition to be included in that collection, so that when you add a new product that matches the selection condition, it will automatically be added to the collection. So you're not having to manually put every product into a collection. Look, I know that might seem a little intimidating, but I promise you, we have some really great resources, step-by-step guides and videos and customer support. I promise you, this is totally achievable. A manual collection is not my favorite because it adds a lot of work in the long term and room for errors, but there are use cases for them. And those include the products that you've sold, that you add yourself. So the collection always stays the same unless you add or remove a product from it. So again, a few examples of collections that you might create: apparel for men, women or children, items on sale, items in a specific size or color, seasonal products, whatever it is, you can add it into a collection. Themes. So a theme is your overall layout and features of the visual of what your website is going to look like. So you can go to themes.shopify.com to view them. They're pre-built with a variety of layouts and features. There's over 100 themes in the theme store, both free and paid. We actually have, I believe it's 8 to 10 free themes that we've made ourselves in order for you to be able to start your business without that upfront cost of having to pay for a theme. All of them come with a theme editor for basic changes like color schemes, logos, homepage design. There's no coding needed. So this is simple, drag and drop, pretty easy. But again, we're 100% here for you, and we have our help center to help if you need it. So there's no coding needed, but you have full access to the theme files if you do know code. Our payment providers. So of course, you're gonna have to hook up a way for your customers to be able to pay online. So Shopify Payments is the simplest way to accept payments online. It eliminates the hassle of setting up your third-party payment provider or a merchant account and having to enter those credentials into Shopify. We have credit card rates as low as, I believe, 2.9% or lower, plus 30 cents per transaction, which are pretty standard rates across the board. We don't take a cut of that. That's purely for the credit card companies. You can also adjust which payment methods are accepted using like little check boxes at the bottom. So for example, if you want to be able to accept Google Pay, PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, et cetera, you can choose which you accept. There's also PayPal. So PayPal, you can add your PayPal business account to receive deposits directly into your PayPal account. If you have Shopify Payments set up, there's no additional transaction fees associated to process your orders through PayPal. If you do need to use a third-party payment gateway, which I would recommend trying to use Shopify Payments because there is an additional credit card processing fee for third-party payment gateways. And so really look into why it is that you need to use a third-party payment gateway. But it's totally possible. So when deactivating Shopify Payments, you'll be able to see a list of the available gateways in Canada that you can set up instead. But just remember, there is that 2% transaction fee for each order on top of that gateway's transaction fees. So it's a great reason to use Shopify Payments so that transaction fee isn't there. And then, of course, you can use manual payments. So you can do cash on delivery, e-transfers, bank deposits. You could even do high fives nobody gets paid in high fives. All right. So selling on Shopify, what does that look like? Well, Shopify is a platform that allows you to sell anywhere. So our roots are in e-commerce, but we also enable our merchants to sell through multiple sales channels, whether that's on the web, in person, at a retail location or a pop-up shop, trade shows, third-party platform, or even social media channels. Sales channels are a great option for you to expand your business and connect with your customers where they are already spending their time. So some do come with some eligibility requirements that must be met so they can be used, but you can learn more about that at shopify.com/channels. Our Shopify point of sale, or POS, can help you sell in person, whether you do it occasionally through pop-ups, markets, or fairs, or you're opening your 10th brick and mortar location, which congratulations if that's the case. You can accept credit cards and gift cards with easy to use hardware that syncs up with your online store. You can maintain accurate inventory across all of your POS locations, and you can learn more about that at shopify.com/POS. Shopify has made the gift card feature available to all plans to help merchants with the effects of COVID-19. You can sell a gift card like any other product. You can also issue a gift card to a customer for free as a reward or an incentive. And this is a great strategy to consider while your brick and mortar stores might be closed. I'm not sure if you've got your locations closed still. But when you fulfill an order with a gift card, the customer receives an email that contains a unique gift card code and that they can use to redeem at checkout. That gift card code we treat like a credit card. So the customer is the only one that receives all of the 16 digits. And then we can only see the last 4, but the system itself will be able to redeem that. All right, so how do you market? So we talked about features that you should have within your e-commerce solution, whether you go with Shopify or not. We are obviously going to be biased to Shopify, but we would love for you to be successful regardless. But let's talk a little bit about some e-commerce strategy basics. So before you start identifying and connecting with your target audience in the hopes that they'll buy from you, there are 2 important things that you need to understand as well: the customer life cycle, or the marketing funnel, and your own unique value proposition. So let's talk about these in a little bit more detail. I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of the marketing funnel. I'm going to try to make this quick, but content marketing, the marketing funnel, these are my favorite subjects. So we have Cass on hand to tell me to shush if I go too far. All right, so this is what the marketing funnel looks like. Awareness, at the very top of the funnel, we have the awareness stage. Prospects likely don't know the value of what you provide, so heavy or technical sales materials around the product isn't going to resonate with them. It's better to give these prospect customers insight into the value that you provide through educational content. Get them to join your mailing list by offering valuable information that presents a solution to their problem, and more importantly, how your product solves their problem. So that wording is going to be incredibly important when you're talking to your customers online, because they're not able to see, feel, and touch. Feel and touch is the same thing, but you're going to want to communicate how your product solves their problem. So you can start segmenting your mailing lists for different pieces of content that you're serving. This way, your future communications can be more targeted based on the initial ad they were served. That's a little bit advanced. As long as you're collecting email addresses, you're way ahead of the game. All right, consideration stage. During the consideration stage, people are now more aware of your brand. They're aware of the products that you sell and the value that you provide, and they're already likely on your mailing list, and you probably know a little bit about their interests at this stage. So it's a good idea to start serving them more targeted and product-specific content based on these interests. Now is a great time to include like a one-time discount code if it works for your business as a persuasion tactic to move them down toward the best part of the funnel, arguably the conversion stage. Conversion is your prospects are now ready to think about making a purchase from you. This is where we make our money. You should start serving them material that tells them how your product will help them. So you can include like competitive advantages as well as case studies and customer success stories. Focus on the benefits they'll experience when they own the product, not the features. So for example, if you're writing a product description, I always like to kind of tell you how to do it in these 2 steps. The top is going to be what I call lifestyle product descriptions. They're going to tell the customer how they're going to feel once they have the product, what problem is going to be solved. And then underneath, you can have the specifications about the product, because people are going to want to know more about what they can't feel or what problem they can't see that they might have before they're going to look into the specifications of your product. Okay. Moving along, we have the loyalty and advocacy at the very bottom of the funnel. For these 2 stages of the funnel, you really just want to craft relevant and useful content for your existing customers and offer rewards for like bringing their friends and family with referral bonuses. So you can continue to generate more leads into that top of that funnel. And this way your cycle would never really end. It is important to note that the funnel is not universal, so it's going to be different for every merchant. For example, a piano, a very high value item, would be different, have a different strategy from the strategy you'd use to sell a nail. If you sell one-off high value products, the purchase might have a significant impact on the customer, and therefore they'll spend a longer time in the consideration stage. If you sell something consumable like nails and they're affordable, you might be able to move a customer from awareness to conversion in a single ad. And this process hugely depends on the products that you sell. So the first 2 stages of the funnel require customer acquisition strategies to nurture leads into the top of the funnel down toward a conversion. So let's talk a tiny bit about customer acquisition strategies. So before you start any marketing campaigns to help acquire new customers, it's really important to deeply understand who your buyers are and what their needs are. Once you have this knowledge, you can use it to persuade potential and existing customers that are buying from you that it's in their best interest. And this is how we increase conversions. I love conversions. So what is acquisition anyway? Well, acquisition is defined as the process of persuading a customer to purchase a company's goods or services. It's a broad term used to describe bringing in new customers to your business, basically the inflow of new customers and new people coming into the top of your funnel. The goal is to take a prospect from unaware to aware, and from aware to engaging with your brand. The trick to succeeding in guiding someone down the funnel is twofold. You have to build trust along the way, and you have to create a seamless customer experience that educates, engages, and eventually persuades that customer into buying. Every business needs a reason for their customers to buy from them and not their competitors. You likely already have a unique value proposition, but when you come online, it's important to put that UVP in front of the customer. All great value props start with one question. What do I do better than anyone else? Maybe it's customer service, maybe it's product design, maybe it's your material quality, maybe it's the price. It can be anything that customers find valuable. Keep in mind though that your company and products are more comparable than you think. So see how your value proposition stacks up against the promises of your competitors. What will set you apart in the minds of your visitors? Note that small values like free shipping, money back guarantees, and same-day delivery can be really useful conversion tools, but they aren't effective value props all on their own. Any store owner can offer free shipping, so you'll want to dig a little bit deeper than that. The first step in figuring this out is identifying your target audience, and you can do this by answering 2 basic questions. 1, what problem does your product or service solve? And 2, who is most likely to have this problem? You'll want to get a little specific about what pain points your product or service addresses, and then who typically feels that pain. Once you're clear about who is most likely to need or want your product, you can go a little more granular about how you define your target market based on different characteristics, such as the geographic area of the store, if you have a physical retail location, or area that you know you'll be able to ship to if you're selling online. The target market's demographic characteristics, such as their gender, age, income level, education level, or marital status. Their psychographic characteristics, like their values and their attitudes. A really good example of right now is the whole Black Lives Matter movement. So does your brand align with those values and those attitudes? The generation, so Gen Z, millennials, baby boomers, etc. And finally, the stage of life the market is in. For example, are they newly married? Did they just buy a new house? Are they parenting young children? Are they retired? Those are just some examples. So once you've identified your value prop, which I would assume likely most of you already have, you just need to distill what you do better than anyone else into a single sentence. That's the hardest part. And then display it prominently on your store. You want to ensure that this is what grabs attention first. Then you design a content strategy that informs your prospects why they should buy from you. Your content should be informative, engaging, and most of all, should persuade your visitors to purchase your products. That's the key. It's important to remember that the majority of people that you're targeting at the top of the funnel aren't people who have directly sought out your product. In most cases, they've never even heard of your brand before, and chances are, in that stage, they're not in the decision-making mode either. The audience you're connecting with at the top of the funnel isn't one that's in a buying mindset, but it's a captive audience for a pitch. So as long as you're presenting the right information and you've set the right expectations for what they're going to be engaging with, at this stage, it's all about catching the user's attention with something that will align with their interests. Did you know that only 30% of people will arrive on a landing page and immediately start reading the content that's there? This means that 70% of your visitors will land on the page and skim through the content before even deciding if it's worth their time and if they have time to consume it. It's hugely important to think about this when you're building your landing pages and deciding how you want other users to engage with your content. Ultimately, the goal is to reach and engage with as many leads as possible, qualify them, and then gradually guide them down that marketing funnel. Okay, now that you understand what to write at each stage of the funnel, hopefully, we need to figure out how to reach your prospects with this messaging. You can do this through blogging, paid ads and social media, and email marketing. And I'll just touch on those just really quickly. So you need to find ways to stand out in the crowd and drive traffic and sales to your business. Blogging is a huge part of your e-commerce marketing strategy because it allows you to tell a story and create content that helps draw people into your website. By creating engaging content that relates back to the products that you sell, you're building trust with your prospects and encouraging them to eventually buy from you. Blogging is also really great for SEO, which is search engine optimization. So this is improving your search engine rankings because you use keywords to drive more traffic to your store. Speaking of keywords, once you've identified the keywords that work best for your target audience, use these prominently throughout your website to help improve those search engine rankings. So for example, if you sell lumber, you're going to want to use lumber or whatever someone would search into Google as your keywords. Facebook and Instagram advertising platforms have unequivocally exploded in popularity in the last 10 years. Facebook access to data has quickly made it one of the most efficient and advertising platforms available. Not only can you enable these sales channels, which allows customers to purchase directly through Facebook and Instagram, you can also use these platforms for advertising. Their strength is in their ability to target your customers. When advertising, you can reach your audience and find what similar pages they follow, then run ads to people who follow those pages. You can also generate what's called a lookalike audience to create a large audience of people similar to the set of customers or email subscribers that you upload to the platform. Facebook and Instagram has these tracking pixels, and what that means is it follows you. Have you ever been on a website and then you go to your Facebook and then you see an ad for that website? That means that that website is using tracking pixel, and it's then able to feed you ads because it knows that you've been to that website. So it allows you to create audiences based on specific actions. For example, if the audience has viewed specific pages, added products to cart, initiated a checkout, or completed a purchase, the pixel will send that information back to Facebook and help understand the quality of visitors that get sent to you. If you set up a campaign goal for purchases when creating your ads, each time a purchase event happens, so each time someone actually follows through and pays you money, Facebook will get smarter and optimize your ads with its algorithm. It's pretty cool. It's really advanced. All you need to know is that you sign up for a Facebook pixel and then you attach to the back of your Shopify store, and then you're golden. The Google network is divided into groups to give you more control over where you'd like your ad to appear. The search network, the search ads are awesome because you benefit from buyer intent. You're not interrupting the user the same way that you do with Facebook ads, for example. Paid search ads appear above organic search results with the label ad. I'm sure you've seen it when you've been in Google. The most important thing to remember here is to ensure relevancy. So you need to understand your target audience. There's the display network. So Google basically rents space on third-party websites to display ads. The way that you'd see like a billboard on a highway. This display network is huge, and the latest estimates are that it reaches 90% of all internet users. That's insane. So these types of ads are really great for retargeting. And then there's Google Shopping. There's a massive growth opportunity here for your business. According to a recent study, Google Shopping ads drive over 75% of retail search ad spend and generate more than 85% of all clicks from Google ads, 85% of all clicks from Google ads. These ads are designed specifically for people searching for products rather than showing a blue link at the bottom, at the top of the results. I do want to encourage, again, want to stop and just say, make sure you're putting your questions in the chat. I can see that there has been a little bit of back and forth in there. We're almost done. We're in the home stretch, and I'm excited to get to your questions. So Shopify makes it easy for you to market your business using integrated tools. Shopify merchants gain access to a marketing section within the admin. Merchants can create smaller multi-channel digital marketing campaigns that put their products in front of the right shoppers without ever having to leave Shopify. You can create Facebook ads and Google Smart Shopping campaigns directly from the admin. The last acquisition strategy that I'm going to talk about is email marketing. So the reality of website traffic is that even highly targeted traffic is most new users, new visitors, and when they visit your store, they'll actually never return. Sad but true, unless, that is, you do something to keep them coming back. And this is where email marketing comes in really handy. There are two major components to a good email marketing: effectively growing your list, so like a newsletter sign up on your site or giving something in exchange for their email. And the second is highly targeted, relevant, and timely emails. I'm going to say that one more time. Highly targeted, relevant, and timely emails. It's said that with email marketing, it's permission-based marketing. So think of it this way. Ads usually disrupt what the person was doing online. Whereas if you signed up to a newsletter, you've invited this information into your inbox and you can view it when you're ready to view it. There is a wonderful free course about email marketing on shopifycompass.com. So the first two stages of the funnel require customer acquisition strategies to nurture leads into the top of the funnel and down toward your conversion. And we'll talk about, we've already touched on customer acquisition strategies, but if you have any questions, let me know. We're continuously working to improve the platform and add in new features. And next, to wrap up the presentation, I just want to tell you about some of the resources that you can access. There are some specific to Shopify, but lots of them you can access regardless of if you're on Shopify or not. So for example, we have our Shopify App Store. This would be for Shopify users. We've recently updated the App Store and it features better discoverability and categorization. These, you know that saying, there's an app for that? Well, there is an app for that. If you don't have the native functionality within Shopify, there would be an app to create that functionality to your store. Our Shopify experts, so there's over 780 experts. These people are available to hire. So these people, most of them have built their businesses around helping people build their Shopify stores. So it could be anything from copywriting to building the entire site for you, or photography, etc. It's a global program. It has a wide range of services to suit your needs. So that would be if you are on Shopify. But going forward, I believe the rest of these are for anybody. Hatchful is one of my favorite tools. So we want to make sure that you've got everything that your business needs to get started right at your fingertips. A lot of you will likely have a logo, or maybe you don't. And this is why we've developed these tools like the logo generator. There's also a business name generator, a slogan generator, so that you can work on your branding to have a clear and crisp message to convey to your customers. This one is probably my favorite resource. So like not everyone is a photography expert. So we've partnered with Burst to provide you with free high quality photos to help build up your store. These can easily be changed and customized at any point to fit your branding, the season, and any special occasions your business might be marketing. So that's available at burst.shopify.com. Our help center is like the Google for everything Shopify. You'll find step-by-step tutorials, video walkthroughs, and more to help you build your store. But if you can't find what you need on our help center, our support team does work 24/7. So regardless of what time you're working, and you can call in or chat in, excuse me, our team of wonderful humans will be there to help support you. And finally, ShopifyCompass.com. Shopify Compass helps entrepreneurs start and run businesses on Shopify by giving you access to guidance, resources, community. Unlike other types of content, Compass will actually help you by providing guidance that is directly actionable in Shopify, so you can learn while completing important steps in your business journey. So thank you very much. I did note ShopifyVictoria.com is where you'll find all of the events that I put on. ShopifyVancouver.com is where you'll find all of the events that Cass puts on, and they're open to all Western Canada.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nikki. Erin and I are sort of sitting here with our mouths open because we were just a little overwhelmed, and that was an amazing presentation. I know Cassandra has been managing some questions, so I didn't know, Cassandra, if you wanted to jump in and address some of the ones that came up during the chat function.
Yeah, so we had some really great ones. Some of them I answered in the actual chat just with some links, but I did take a bunch of them down. So I would love to go through a few of those. So one of the first ones that we had was from Gregory. Does Shopify offer centralized inventory tracking? So would we be able to track inventory from multiple locations?
That's an excellent question. So recently, I think it was 6 months ago, we finally allowed for inventory tracking native into Shopify. So you don't need apps to extend that functionality. So you can track inventory across all of your locations.
And Gregory, I put just the link to our help doc in there, so you can take a look at that as well. And then we had one from Lindsay. Can we connect a different payment provider to our store? For example, Moneris.
Yeah, so actually Moneris works with Shopify payments. So if you're using Moneris as a POS, you can use that through Shopify payments.
Yeah, and just to add on that, if you have a retail store and you had an actual Moneris card reader, you can get that connected as well. So you don't have to buy a new one or anything like that. You can use the existing one.
Yeah.
And then one of the last questions that came through was from John. It does look like he popped out, but we'll answer it anyways, and he can follow up with us if he has any other questions. Is just, can I connect a delivery service to our shop? Which I think I love this question because it's super new.
Do you want to take it, Cass?
Sure. So we recently, just with everything going on, local delivery and local curbside pickup was just recently launched. Just with everything going on, we wanted to make it as easy as possible for our merchants to be able to offer kind of still be able to offer sales, but within their local community. So we recently just launched the delivery option. If you have a delivery service in mind, you can also get that connected. So I'll pop a link into the chat just for some more information, but if you do have more questions, our support would be able to help you with that. And that was
Great.
the last question
one of the
that
other
we
questions
had.
I saw.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You know what? And I think one of the other questions we asked was, you'd mentioned there are apps to integrate with existing inventory systems. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So that was something that people who have an existing inventory system can work with a Shopify person to integrate into the Shopify system.
Yeah,
with
what
their
I
app
would
integrator.
what I would do is just go to our app store and see if the inventory system that you're currently using has an app that plugs into Shopify. If not, there are other tools and other apps that will integrate as the bridge between your inventory service and Shopify.
Great. And then I think it was Gregory also asked about gift cards. That was the other one I saw where it was, can they be, I'm not sure if he meant US and Canadian currency, or can they be for the US and Canada?
Yep, so you can sell them to anywhere. The thing that you'll have to decide is, does your store sell in US currency or Canadian currency, so that it can be issued in that currency. You can actually have multiple currencies that you sell in for, like, to charge the customer, but your gift card will be in whatever main currency your store sells in.
Okay, that's great. Oh, and I think there was another question about, is there an in-store pickup option, like a click and collect functionality? And they're smiling, so.
Yeah, you bet. So Cass was just mentioning we have just added curbside pickup, which is basically the same as click and collect, and our local delivery. So those options are brand new, but totally available through the back end of Shopify.
Great.
Just added the link.
Oh, you just put up the link.
Yeah.
So the link is up there for that. So I think we had a few other questions that Erin and I had sort of talked about, which is, can you sell both B2C, so I'm assuming business to clients or customers, and business to business within Shopify?
Excellent question, because I think a lot of people think of online sales as your direct to consumer, but so that's totally possible. But we also have wholesale plugins that you can sell directly to your business to business clients. And what it would do is it would act as a portal for your B2B clients to log in and be able to see what pricing they have for them, and they'd be able to order directly through your online store.
Great. And so what do you think, Erin and I were laughing about this while you guys were chatting, was what do you think the biggest roadblocks are to getting online? Like, what do you see as the biggest roadblock? Is it time? Is it just fear, resources, all of the above?
I think resources is a little less of a fear because Shopify is pretty inexpensive. Our cheapest plan is $29 USD per month. So I think for like people who have retail locations, in order to add $29 to their monthly is not necessarily a roadblock. But the biggest is time and being unsure if it's going to be a wise investment of their time, because it's a new tool and likely you're going to have to learn the tool yourself. You can hire someone to do it, but you're eventually going to get to a place where you're going to have to fulfill your own orders, etc. So I would say the biggest roadblock is often people being a little bit hesitant to spending that time or understanding if they're going to be able to execute it.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's great.
I'd love to add on that a little bit too. I think also with just this type of audience, you are more than likely already have some of your systems already in place. So I think you'll find that there are some roadblocks in that, maybe one system doesn't fully integrate with Shopify. However, once you get everything set up and kind of get over those hurdles, it's actually going to be really, really easy. And I think you'll actually be able to kind of mitigate the systems that you use. So it's kind of all in one place, which is really exciting. So like Nikki said, I think time is a big one. And I think the other one is also like a lot of people wait until something's perfect. And one thing that we always mention is like, you're always going to be continuously working on your store. So definitely one of those things that like get it up, get it running, launch it. It doesn't need to be perfect. It is going to be a work in progress. So get it to a point that you're happy with it, get some feedback from friends and family, and then get it up. You're going to learn from getting the orders, taking orders, fulfilling them, that sort of thing. So I think that's always a little bit of a roadblock. People are a little hesitant to just press go.
Taking the plunge, so to speak, right? So we did have a question here from Joe who asked, is Shopify just for products or can you also sell services on it?
Yeah, Shopify, you can sell anything. So if you have a service, if you have a digital product, you can actually sell everything alongside each other. So say you have a product and you also sell services. We call them products, but you can add that this is not a physical product into the back end of Shopify.
Okay.
And there are a couple apps if you wanted to do services that needed, let's say, booking in a specific time. Let's say it was like an appointment booking. There are apps to be able to set up specific like booking times and that sort of thing. So there are ways to integrate different services.
Oh, that's great. That's good to know that we can integrate that as well. That's great. Well, I have to say, I think we've covered everyone's questions. I don't see any more popping up on the chat feed right now. I just want to, Erin and I both want to just extend a very big thank you to both of you for your time on this session. Just a reminder, this is recorded, everybody, so I will send everybody the link. So don't worry, you can listen and slow it down and reverse it and watch it over again. And we'll be sending out that link probably within the hour. And also just a reminder that we have 2 other webinars coming up. One is tomorrow on our Shop Local initiative, and we have another one in July on cybersecurity. Again, thank you so much for coming. It was great, and we look forward to talking to you again, I think. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Okay, take care, both of you. Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks,
bye.
everyone.
Bye.